Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Equity Guys pre-market video. My name is Chirag, and I am certified technical analyst. And let's get into the view for today. So, looking at how Nifty is going so far, we do see that Nifty futures is trading at a premium of 38 points, but Bank Nifty futures is actually trading in a deficit of 47 points here. So, looking at those two points, we do see that Nifty is bullish in nature. Bank Nifty is slightly bearish in nature in that aspect. Moving over to the India Volatility Index, India VIX is down 0.62%, which is extremely bullish in nature. We do see that the fear factor is reducing a little bit. Overall levels at 11.29% or 11.3% there. So we can definitely expect a bullish nature regarding the India VIX data. Looking at crude oil is about up about 2% here. Because it is up about 2%, we do see that there is a little bit of bearishness coming into the market. But overall levels of crude oil is below 6,500, which is at COVID levels, and because of that, we are definitely in the safe zone of it being bullish in nature on the overall level. Going to gold and silver bees, gold bees is up by 0.2%, silver bees is down by 2.5% there. And as a result, we are actually moving over to gift nifty, and in gift nifty is where all the action is today. We are almost at all-time high in gift nifty. Actually, we might even touch all-time high because of the gift nifty gap up, expecting almost a 360 point gap up today, which puts us right around in this 26 200 levels right there. So 260 levels, we could possibly 26 268 levels is what we're kind of looking at here. So we will just be a couple points from all-time high chances that we could possibly break today, all-time high today here. So looking at the sectoral indices, we do see all the sectors that are important, like IT, metals, auto, BankX, definitely doing well. BankX is doing slightly in the neutral segment over here, but that is not to worry. I think that will immediately change as soon as the market opens. Looking at stocks, we do see there are about 2000 advances with only 700 declines. So definitely highly bullish sentiment in the market there. Looking over at the FIDI data, slight bit of buying from the FIA is at about 96 crores, and the DIA is actually selling a little bit for the first time in a long time, as you can see here in the cash market. But in the FNO segment, we do see that the index futures are seeing about a good bit of buying here, and the stock futures are seeing a good bit of buying from the FIIs too. So definitely bullish data all around from the FNO and cash market in the FIDII segment of things. Uh, Looking over at the advanced decline ratio, Nifty 50 is at fairly neutral, 25 advances, 25 declines. Nifty Bank is sitting at 3 advances and 9 declines here. So bearish data from Bank Nifty, but Nifty definitely bullish in nature too. Option chain here is actually bearish in nature because of yesterday's of the previous market open sell off. And looking at how that is working, I don't think we should be really looking at this option chain right now because of such a big gap up that we are seeing in gift nifty. That gap up will immediately change. We will see a bunch of buying in calls, which is on the left hand side, both in and out of the money, and we will see a lot of selling over here on the put side. So guys, one thing that is important for you to remember is once the market changes over here, and once this entire sort of option chain changes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes into the market open, you guys should go ahead and look at the volumes and see where the most amount of volumes are, and always identify where the supports are when we are going upper when we're going higher and higher, right? So that is one thing that I would urge you guys to do when the market is open, because looking at this data, it will not at all correlate with what we will be looking at in the market open. So definitely guys, make sure that you guys are doing that, and make sure that there is that sort of you are refreshing it maybe 5-10 minutes into once the huge gap up has happened. So, looking at global data, guys, US is not looking positive at all. We are seeing, almost 0.71% in Dow Jones, negative 0.35% down in S&P 500, and Nasdaq also being down 0.93% there. Moving over to Europe, Europe also not looking too good, only FTSE being up by 1%, but DAX and CAC down by 0.7 and 0.6% there. Finally, moving over to the Asian markets, Nikkei is actually seeing 1% down, and Kospi is also down and running pretty neutral here. But one thing about Nikkei that is important to see, that although there is a gap down, there is a good bit of recovery that is happening in Nikkei. So possibly closing towards the day high will give a really good bullish indication for India too. So that is ready to always look here, right? Another thing is the Indian ADRs. So the Indian ADRs looking very positive all around, except for Make My Trip here. Apart from that, we do see all major companies having a good bit of buying here, and that is very, very positive in nature indeed. Finally, looking over at the index futures, we do see that the US index futures, US 30 is a little bit down, pretty neutral, I would say, but down by 0.06%. But 50 and 100 is up by zero point 0.1 and 0.2%, zero point 0.1 and 0.2 percent respectively. Right. So the main important thing that we need to kind of look at, guys, today is that huge gap up that we see that is putting us very close to all-time high. Could we possibly break all-time high today? That is also a possibility that can happen, and that is something that we need to kind of wait and watch. But looking at how the data is given, coming up to this all-time high and definitely consolidating a little bit will be what will happen there. Definitely, we have this one gap here. I'll just go ahead. Sorry, there's a gap here, right? Gap zone. So put this gap zone here, there's this gap zone here, and definitely filling all the gaps that needs to be filled, and definitely going up here and opening up in this region above R2 here, and R2 will be acting as a support. So that will be the main thing, guys. It'll go up, it'll consolidate a little bit there. So definitely, watch out for your trades today. Make sure that you guys are taking proper trades. People who are holding BTST positions, it'll be a good time to book maybe half quantity, or people who are holding swing positions, usually they are trying to book their positions around now. So that is something that you guys need to keep in mind there. Overall, this will also put Nifty at that over bought levels there, even when you're looking at it from a technical perspective and when you're looking at it from a PCR perspective there. So that is something important to keep in mind. But anyways, go the main thing, guys, is not to trade the view, but to go ahead and trade your setup, only your setup, not your emotions. Make sure you guys are trading one index and one time frame, and make sure you guys are trading with a lot of focus today, because today will be a little bit of a tricky day to trade. And keeping that in mind, guys, I hope you guys have a great day trading. I will see you guys tomorrow for another pre-market video. Thank you so much.